Hey, I'm Ted Vieira. I hope you guys are doing great. Hey, in this video, I want to talk about a topic that it seems like I don't really talk about that much these days, especially when it comes to digital stuff. But yeah, in this video, I do want to talk about gear, and specifically this camera. This is a camera I bought used probably a couple years ago now, and this is the Leica M Type 262. Full frame, 24 megapixel digital camera. This is a cool camera, but you know what, man? It's probably the least talked about Leica Digital M that's out there. Because you had the M8 and the M9, and man, those cameras almost have like their own little cult followings, right? Yeah, people love those cameras. Then you've got the monochrome series. That caused a lot of excitement. You know, a digital camera, not cheap, and it only shot in black and white. But people love those, man. There's a lot of information on those cameras out there. Then you had the M Type 240, right? That was kind of a big jump forward for Leica because in that body, they went to the CMOS sensor, 24 megapixels, and the biggest features were the live view and video mode, right? Yeah. Now this camera came out after the M240, but essentially that's what it is. This is an M240 minus video mode and minus live view, right? Also doesn't have the brass top plate and bottom plate like the 240 does. It's a magnesium, but still hefty, man. It's still, yeah, gives you a little bit of weight to carry around. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to tell you, my specific reasons why, for me, this is the best digital M body. Yeah, M240, man, what a great camera. There were a lot of cool things that Leica put into that. The video mode, if you were looking to shoot video with an M body, there's your camera, right? That was cool, man, and live view. Yeah, for me, when I think about Leica M, well, I started shooting with my M6 like 3 years ago. I started shooting film with my M6 and my Summicron lenses, and man, I got hooked. That was the camera that I shot most of the time. I was spending a lot more time with that camera than any other system that I own. So I fell in love with it, man. I fell in love with the simplicity, the lack of features, the lack of auto anything. With that camera, you've got, you load your film, set the ISO, and you just leave it, right? Then you've got shutter speed and aperture and manual focus. That's hands-on, man. That's such a rewarding experience. I really can't ever say that enough. I know I say it all the time. But I love that I have to do all the work. I love that I have to do, yeah, all the exposure. It's all on me. There's no auto, there's no aperture mode, there's no shutter speed mode. There's no autofocus. I love that rangefinder focusing, using the patch, that thing. You guys know how that works. Anyway, so I got so hooked on that very minimalistic way of doing photography that I decided that, when I do want to shoot digital, I still wanted to have that same kind of experience, that same kind of zen, minimal features, no fuss, no muss, no looking through the menus. I wanted that same kind of experience when I shot digital, and I wanted to be able to use these Summicron lenses because, man, I gotta tell you, these are my favorite lenses that I've ever shot with. It's just a beautiful look, and I wanted that with my digital photography, and not just using it like with an adapter on a different system. No, I wanted full frame with these lenses. I wanted that build quality that I got used to with my M6. And yeah, I wanted to try and replicate that same experience when I went out and shot digital. So to me, the M Type 262, which frequently just referred to as the M262, was the perfect choice, right? And I wasn't going to buy anything new because, man, especially for a digital body, I can't justify new Leica prices. And that's a recommendation I would make, that if you ever want to buy Leica, if you already do buy Leica and you're going to buy another Leica, I would always recommend looking on the used market first. Unless you just got the bucks, man, and you've got that budget, then cool, man. Buy me one too. But for the rest of us, man, if you can't justify Leica prices, but you still want that experience, man, look for the used market. You can get these for a pretty good price these days. But that's what it gives me, man. It gives me that very minimalistic approach. I don't want buttons to get in my way where I'm accidentally changing settings and I find out later, that kind of thing. Yeah, I just wanted a simple camera where I could pretty much manually shoot everything. It's got a dedicated ISO button. It would be cool if it was like the M10, right? That has that ISO dial. M10, man, that's a cool new camera. I would love one of those, but again, man, I can't justify those kind of costs, especially for a digital body. Yeah. So that's why I got the M Type 262s, because I did want that Leica experience. I wanted that build quality. I wanted that minimal Zen approach with nothing or, a less amount of things getting in my way when I'm taking shots. Yeah. So this camera is perfect for that. I still love the look of film, but on those opportunities when I do want to shoot digital, this gives me that same kind of shooting experience. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the shots that I got with Yuli. And I've already shown you some of the film shots that we got from this photo shoot. But every time I do a film shoot, yeah, I will still go ahead and shoot a little bit of digital for a couple different reasons. Usually for every photo shoot, I will go ahead and start with digital. It kind of gives everybody a chance to warm up, kind of get in that zone, right? And then I'll switch over to film. Another thing I like to do is like maybe for every outfit change, I'll go ahead and shoot a few shots of digital. So that way I can show the woman that I'm working with what we're getting, what we're coming away with. And that can kind of help them have more of an idea of what we're getting, and might even kind of boost their confidence a little bit and give them the confidence to kind of push a little further. So you know what? If you're doing like film shoots, one thing I would recommend is go ahead and shoot a little bit of digital with every film shoot. Well, because that way you're not shooting a bunch of film before people are warmed up. And also it does give the person you're photographing kind of that sense of confidence of how cool the stuff is that you're getting. Okay, let me show you some of those shots and I'll talk to you a little bit more about my thoughts on this camera. Okay. Okay, man. What'd you think? Beautiful woman, beautiful image quality, but really, no big surprises there, right? Yeah. The thing that I love about it is it does give me that Leica build quality in my hands, minimal features, almost none. And switching back and forth on a shoot like that where I'm switching back and forth from my Leica film bodies to this Leica digital body, it keeps the experience very similar, right? Now, is it as rewarding as shooting my Leica film cameras? No, it's not. But that's because it's digital. I don't get that whole tactile experience of loading the film, advancing the film. That stuff, it makes a difference to me. As goofy as that might sound, it does, man. But that being said, this is the next best thing for me. It does have that build quality, the way it feels in my hands. And it does have practically no features at all. I have to do all the work. And that to me is so much more rewarding than something that's so automated that I can see the purpose in shooting with those cameras. Man, I was watching a video. I think it was Kai Wong. I was watching his video on the A7 IV. Wow, man. Uh, if you're a sports photographer, man, you should really take a look at that camera. The autofocus tracking system blew me away. Now, I'm not into that kind of thing. I don't shoot stuff that needs that, but I was impressed, man. Anyway, getting off track here. Yeah, that's my reasons for buying the Leica M Type 262, the Leica M262. And again, man, I would just make that recommendation that if you're thinking about getting into Leica, especially digital, man, look in the used market. You can get these for a pretty good price these days, you know? If you've got that budget for new, bless you. Man, enjoy your new cameras. For me, I will always look at a used market for any kind of Leica gear that I purchase. People usually own these cameras, they take pretty good care of them, right? Yeah. Anyway, just food for thought, man. Leica is not for everybody. I know, like probably one of my best friends here in Vegas, Garrett, he shoots Nikon, like a D850, right? He loves that camera so much. It does so many things that allow him to create these just artistic masterpieces. But it's got the features and it's got the, auto stuff that helps him get what he needs. Every once in a while, I think he'll see my excitement for my Leica gear. And that, I know stuff like that can be kind of infectious, and he'll think about it, and I'll usually recommend that, no, man, I think you've got the right system for you. This is all, manual focus. Rangefinder focusing is not for everybody. If you love it, you love it. If you don't love it, you probably hate it. Anyway, it's not the perfect system. It's not the perfect system for everybody else. It's the perfect system for me. Anyway, I still do, I'll use this for headshots and any kind of client work I can do with a 50 millimeter or 35 millimeter range. For everything else, man, I've still got my Fuji system. If I need to get up close and do product photography, or I need to go wide and do like architecture or interiors, yeah, man, that stuff works great for that. But for everything else, I'll use this. And it does, again, if you're coming from shooting film and if you were curious if you're going to get the same experience, no, because it's just different. It's a whole different process, right? But it's good. It's close. That's the closest I've been able to get shooting digital. Okay. Leica M Type 262, the Leica M262. Those are my reasons for buying and using this camera. Anyway, hey, let me know any questions you might have about this. I'll answer anything I can. I'm Ted Vieira, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks.